sports fans. Time for round 2 of PSA Reveal video. Let's get our gum rocking, shall we? So before you is the proceeds of the first video I did. Left stack is PSA 10. Right stack is PSA 9. So I'm just going to move these to my side here. We'll count those all up when we're done. This is what we got remaining. Depending on how quickly we get through like the first 2 stacks of these, I may or may not do everything in this video as opposed to a third video. Alright, first card is a PSA 10 of my man Luca Doncic Emergent Rookie Year insert. Very nice. These are not very well collected, but a Rookie Year Luca PSA 10 is always going to be welcome. This next one, I'm disappointed. I was really hoping this would be a 10. Although as I look at this thing inside, there's like some little marks on the surface there that I don't really recall being there. And there's some marks there too. So I guess those were really on there when I sent this in. You know, this is definitely a 9 and not a 10. But anyways, it's a pretty cool card. It's a Rookie Year. You know, memorabilia swatch card of the great Luca Doncic. So pulled this out of a blaster that was in a case that I bought for like $300. Now those cases are like, I don't know, they're like ridiculous. They're like probably $8,000. Here's a nice PSA 10. Donovan Mitchell, 2nd year, green. Prism, is retail exclusive. Nice to have more Donovan Mitchell. And I can actually see on this card, very common with Chrome cards made by Panini. There's just like a bunch of like horizontal lines all over the back. Just very slight. And sometimes, you know, I think they count those against you, and sometimes they don't. So I think grading is kind of like totally subjective. It's like luck of the draw. But so far we've got a lot of 10s. So I'm not complaining. I think, no question, whoever graded these was feeling pretty nice to me, or to this order. So this is pretty sweet. This is just a base card, but it's a Optic, the Rookies insert of Trae Young, who really dazzled in the playoffs last year. I was super excited that he did so well. So always nice to have more Rookie Year stuff of his. I've got a few things, but nothing crazy. Not that this is crazy, but I'm just saying I don't have a lot of quantity. And I'm happy to have more, so very welcome addition. This is kind of a bummer. This is like the only Mahomes rookie that I think I had in my possession when I sent this order in. I thought I better get it in. I'm sure that if this was PSA 10, it would be like hundreds of dollars, which is pretty crazy for a base prestige card, but boy, his stuff just goes like bonkers high in value in PSA 10. So kind of bummed about that one, but still a nice card to have slabbed. Alright, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Nice PSA 10 base optic rookie. Another guy who had a pretty good year last year. And you know, over the course of the season, got a lot of people excited about him, so nice to have a PSA 10 rookie of him. Up next is a similar card, base optic rookie of Trae Young. This one is a little off center, left to right. I probably sent this in, I think, because I was like, well, anything Trae Young or Luca Doncic, nah, you gotta send that in, because even as a 9, this is gonna, I'm pretty sure, have a, let's just as an experiment, because I kind of want to know for my own gratification. I got my computer. I want to see what these go for in graded versus raw. So boy, it's interesting. Okay, so let's see. Today, October 1st, one of these sold for $60. PSA 9. The 10s go for about 140 or so. So this card's a, you know, $60 card. Now I want to see what it goes for raw. There we go. So about $30 raw. So it's worth about twice as much graded, and to grade it, you know, costs $12. So man, I can see a fingerprint on that card, and there's definitely not fingerprints on anything I send in. So I don't know what that grader was doing, but okay. Here's I sent in a few of these guys. Michael Porter Jr., you know, a lot of people are pretty big on him. This is just a base rookie card, nothing special. But I had quite a few of them, and I sent the better ones in. It's a little off center, left to right, actually. But still got a 10. And then here's another one. I've got 3 of these, I think, that went in this order. This is way off center, but that's a 9. And the third one actually looks like the best centered one of them all. Another 10, so pretty sweet to get 2 out of 3 10s of the 3 that I sent in. Jason Tatum. I feel like, gosh, I thought I had an optic rookie of his in this order, but I guess it must have been in a different order, because I was looking through these cards but not looking at the grades before this video, and I don't remember seeing that, but maybe I just did and I forgot. Anyways, this is just a base. Actually, what is this, a premiere, I think? Concourse. So this is just the base, the most base level select rookie card of Jason Tatum. PSA 9. Nothing too fancy, but, you know, obviously a great player. So anytime you can have a 9 or 10 graded rookie card of his, it's good. Here's Hunter Green, red refractor, so this is going to be numbered to 10. I was going to say 5. A lot of times red refractors are pretty low numbered, like 5 is what I normally am used to seeing, but this is numbered to 10. This is from debut. They're jumbo boxes, which I have lots of, by the way, if anybody wants any. I bought like several cases because they were on Topps Direct for sale at pretty low prices back in 2020, so I picked up a bunch. Anyways, Hunter Green. He actually had I'm not sure if it was Tommy John or some other kind of arm surgery, but he was out for a long time. And I think just this last year finally made it back, and I think, was doing pretty good. He was like a kind of 100 plus, tall flamethrower type pitcher. Unfortunately, it's only got a 9, so that's not super great, but, it's a low number. So if he ever kind of does break out, it's going to be a nice card to have. I'm not entirely sure why I sent this in, but I guess because it looked good, because since it's got a gem in 10, and it's a numbered autograph rookie card from a nice set. But yeah, Adam Simber, not exactly a superstar, but I don't know, maybe some Cleveland fan out there give me $20 for it, we'll see. Well, here's a bummer. This is a card you really would hope to have a 10 on. I bet this is like a $200 to $300 card in a 10. As a 9, it's much, much lower. But Bobby Witt Jr. has kind of, risen in the ranks of prospects, and is probably, in the hobby world anyway, probably considered like a top 5 prospect. Right now he's put together some pretty good numbers in the minors. Has had a lot of power this year in the minors, and his stuff has just been kind of going up pretty big time. So yeah, I sent a fair number of just kind of like, base first Bowman cards in with this order, which we should be seeing. And Bobby Witt was one of them. This is a Megabox Mojo refractor from the retail Megabox Bowman product. It is a Target exclusive. So, yeah, would have loved to have gotten a 10 on that one. Right now, the 9s are outnumbering the 10s. I've been putting them in stacks by grade. Here's another 9. Nate Lowe. So, like, I don't know where he's at now, but I don't think he's with the Rays anymore, or if he is, he's not playing right now with them that I know of. But, anyways, I got a X-Fractor auto rookie of him. Only graded a 9. This next one's pretty exciting for a Yankees fan. Gio Urshela, I think this was the first year that he had Yankee uniform cards. With the Blue Jays prior to that, and then the Indians is where he came up with. But pretty sweet gold refractor rookie, or not rookie, but auto. So, yeah, I mean, he's the starting, well, now it's funny, he's the starting shortstop for the Yankees because Gleyber Torres was the shortstop for most of the season, but he kind of sucked at hitting, and so they moved into second base to kind of take some pressure off him. He's making a lot of errors at shortstop, and he had played second base for several years before because, there wasn't a spot open at shortstop. But Urshela now is playing shortstop. He was their third baseman for most of the year. Now they're kind of splitting up duties at third between a few different guys. Anyways, that's a really cool looking card and a nice 10. Here's another nice 10. I'm not sure how Austin Riley's doing this year. I do know that the Braves just clinched the NL East division title, so congrats to the Braves fans out there. I think Austin Riley has generally been, you know, a pretty consistently good card's a little bit like off its axis here, but he's been a pretty consistently good offensive player for the Braves, and nice to have a numbered chrome rookie card of him in PSA 10, so very cool. I'm going to try a little harder to get this thing oriented because, yeah, I don't know, it's not coming off. I really hope it's not like stuck somewhere. That would kind of suck because this is a pretty nice card. I don't know what's going on. Alright, well, put in the 10 stack. This is a Carter Keep 'em. We had a bunch of 2019 Topps Chrome update cards. I opened a fair number of boxes of this stuff because I ordered a ton and still have quite a few. But actually, no, we're going to see some base of this stuff as well. This is all like the parallels that seem to be in order here. But anyways, this is Carter Kieboom. At one point, he was like a really, you know, top prospect. Nowadays, nah, not so much. But this is a cool card because it's got Juan Soto in it, and you know it's numbered. So I sent it in. So that got a 10. All right, so finally the 10s have overtaken the 9s over here. So that's good. What do I want to do next? Yeah, let me do this one because I just saw that on the top of it is some more Topps Chrome update. This time from the base. I think we probably, I don't know. Depends on how long I want to make these videos. I think half an hour is a decent length, and I think doing 2 stacks is going to get us there, but we'll see how we sit. So this is more Topps Chrome update. These are just base cards, but Guerrero rookie cards, PSA 10. Cannot go wrong with that, folks. So that's pretty sweet. And then doubling up on it, baby. Yeah, y'all. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's good because I just sold actually a bunch of my graded Guerrero stuff, so I'm happy to get some more. This is a nice card. This is a very nice card. Julio Rodriguez is starting to get a lot of sort of attention. I mean, he's always had a fair bit because he's been a top prospect in the minor leagues for, you know, since 2019. But people are saying he's going to be the next like huge name. You know, to possibly come up and go bonkers. And this is a PSA 10 of the mega box that we missed out on for Bobby Witt, although that was a 2020. This is a 2019. So this is a super awesome card. I wouldn't be surprised if these are going for $250 in PSA 10 form. So really, really sweet card right there. Another guy from, you know, 2019, Bowman, is just kind of loaded with really good names. These two are two of them, but a guy named Wander Franco is the third guy of, you know, actually there's others, but those are the top 3 names, but those are 3 huge names. Marco Luciano, Julio Rodriguez, and Wander Franco, and all of those guys are in 2019 Bowman. Consequently, they're also in this Mega Box product, which was a 2019 Bowman product with these special refractors in it. At any rate, this is a Marco. I think I have a PSA 10 of this guy elsewhere, but this one only got a 9, unfortunately. Next up is another kind of bummer. I do see this is a little bit off left to right, and a little bit top to bottom as well, so I can see the centering is probably the issue here. But this is 2018 Bowman Prospects Chrome in an atomic parallel. As I've, well, maybe I sort of tangentially mentioned it, but atomic refractors are really, I think, hugely popular right now. I don't know, all of a sudden people became like super interested in them, so they tend to be very high value. So that's a nice card to have. I wish it were a 10, certainly, but we'll take a 9. And then you go, of course, you get, a 10 on this guy. But hey, I sent it in. I wanted it graded. All right, so I got it. Lauri Markkanen. What can you say? I sent this in because it's, a parallel, and it looked clean, and it clearly was. So now I have a Lauri Markkanen unnumbered tricolor prism, numbered to 10. I'm not sure his stuff is ever really going to have value, but he's still playing, so possibility. Here's a card that's just kind of, I sent it in because it's a low numbered parallel, and Scherzer, he's with the Dodgers now, right? So, could have some cachet as they move along in the playoffs. Unfortunately, only got a 9, but, perhaps there's a Scherzer collector out there that would like to have that. Bump things over a little bit. Alright, another sort of just colored, card of a decent player. I thought it looked clean, so I sent in Red Ice. This is like a retail parallel from 2018 Prism. Only get a 9. Kind of a bummer, but don't have much graded Tatum, so I'm happy to have it. Now I got a couple of DeAndre Aytons. Let's just get them both out at the same time. So yeah, again, I'm just kind of sending in any sort of relatively clean-looking Prism rookie cards of decent players. This one got a 10. This one got a 9. What are you going to do? This one is a little better centering. That's probably the ticket. But DeAndre Ayton and the Suns generally did quite well last year. He was, pretty good performer in the playoffs. So nice to have some graded cards of him. Once upon a time, base LeBron cards with the Lakers were going for big money, so you had to send them all in. That has changed quite a bit. This base, Bron, gem is probably not worth much, but it got a 10, so glad I sent it in. Anything you send in at the $12 level that gets a 10 is a win, even if it's only worth like $15. I think that's worth a little bit more than that, but here is a very nice card. I don't know. These arriving now parallels, they come in NBA hoops. I think they're relatively popular. There's a lot of insert sets in, Donruss and in hoops and in Optic and Prism, and not a lot of them are popular, but some are, like that the Net Marvels one in my first video from this PSA Reveal. Those are very popular. These are not nearly as popular, but I think they're somewhat popular. And this is a rookie year of Zion, so it's pretty sweet to have it in a PSA 10. I'm pretty excited about this. I have no idea what this is worth, but, and it's not like a ton, but it's a nice card for sure. I'm super excited that got a 10. Up next is another card I'm super excited about. Not because it's like really big dollar, but it's a parallel of a rookie card of obviously a megastar that I am super excited about, and it got a 10. So that's like, the combination of all those things makes this a really awesome card, in my view. If I had to guess, this is probably like I don't know, maybe it's $100 card, but probably it's like $75 card. But I don't know. I don't really care. It's a parallel of a awesome player's rookie, and it's a 10, so I'm super excited about that. Alright, Josh Jackson. I'm not exactly sure what possessed me to send this guy in, but it was kind of an older rookie that I thought looked really well centered. So I was like, you know what, why not? And who knows? Maybe his rookies in PSA 10 do pull, whatever, $25, something like that. Maybe not, but if it's a 10, and it's a rookie or a decent player, I'm happy I sent it in. So, speaking of like kind of older optic rookie cards, we've got a few more coming here. Lonzo Ball, teammate of Zion with the Pelicans. Although, actually, I was just reading a story today about how Zion is like pretty unhappy with the organization right now, and starting to think like he might be asking out sometime soon. But anyways, for the time being, he's a teammate of Lonzo Ball. And, once upon a time, Lonzo Ball, of course, was a huge name. Not so much these days, but if this had been 10, I'm sure that's like a, I don't know, $60 card maybe. Yeah, so another kind of, it's a rookie. The guy's still playing. I think it could be a 10, so I sent it in. Unfortunately, it only got a 9. So, but anyways, I'd rather get a 9 on that than, a 9 on that Zion. This is pretty sweet. Miles Bridges definitely has had his moments. This is a neon green, numbered to 75, so very low number, relatively low numbered. And, again, it's got these, like, horizontal, sort of like little print lines. And they seem to not have deducted. Maybe that's just a really slick looking card. It's very bright and colorful. And it's a 10, so I'm super happy about that. Okay, Marvin Bagley Jr. I'm sorry, the third, Marvin Bagley the third. Pink Parallel 2018. So you all recall, actually this is about the time that I was doing a lot of live streams like last year when we were all locked in our houses, during the kind of first spike of actually it was like the second spike, but like the biggest spike of the pandemic. I was doing a lot of streams, and I opened a fair amount of 2018 Chronicles basketball, like fat packs that I had bought from David Adams. And I got a bunch of Trae Youngs out of there, a bunch of Lucas, and I think those are coming up here. But there's a number of other kind of minor or more minor rookies, including Marvin Bagley. This one is numbered to 75, so I had to send that in, and it got a 10, so that made sense to do in hindsight. Next up, always happy to get a PSA 10 Doncic, no matter what it is. I don't care if it's like a 2020 base frickin' Donruss. If it's a PSA 10 Luca, I'm down. So totally excited about this. Elite Dominators. Again, this is one of those like 50 million insert sets that doesn't really get much attention, but if it's a top player and it's a 10, I'm sure this is a $50 card maybe. Alright, so we're about half hour in. I think I'm just gonna power through here. Mostly because I just want to see all these cards right now. Okay, here we go. So this is a emergent insert set, but it's a silver prism, so it's a nice, fairly rare card of a really good young player, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Came out of PSA 10, so very happy with that. Very happy with that, for sure. Right. Anthony Davis, fast break hollow. You know. Again, you know, if it's a parallel, and this is a fast break parallel, and it's a star player, you know, I'm going to send it in if it looks like it's a 10. So that's what I did here, and it worked out well. Alright, coming up next, now we're going to be done with basketball for a little bit. Now I got a ton of Mike Trouts coming up, because at some point, like before I submitted this order, I was like, you know what, like every Mike Trout card that's a PSA 10, no matter how like sort of like base it is, goes for good money. And I learned that because those at one point I opened some I forget what they're called, Roto box repacks, and it's like all the cards in there are, you know, PSA 10 graded cards, and I got it was just like a 2020 Bowman paper Trout PSA 10, and I was like, oh man, this card sucks. But like, no, not really. Those things sell for, you know, $40-50, and that's a freaking paper card. I mean, that's like the lowest of the low. So I was like, I went looking up like other Trout PSA 10 cards, like just base cards, and like a lot of them are worth like $80, $90, $100 in PSA 10s. I'm like, okay, I gotta go. You know, I've got to go and find all my Trouts and pull out the things I think could get 10s and send them in. So that's exactly what I did. So the next, like, I don't know, 8, 9 cards are Trouts that are just like base, or else they're like parallels, like basically like refractors, nothing fancy, but you know, something a little bit different. And this is like a chrome instead of a, you know, paper base. So 2018 Topps chrome Trout PSA 10. You know, I bet this is like, now his stuff I'm sure has dropped significantly since the boom, because the boom, you know, brought the sort of burst of the bubble, brought everything down, but also Mike Trout's been injured this year, so I'm sure his stuff is down, you know, a fair bit because of that. So I'm sure this is down quite a bit, but I bet at one point this was like a $100 card. Now it's maybe like a $40-50 card or something. But anyways, happy to get a 10 there. And, you know, twice as nice to have 2 of them. So very cool there. This is pretty sweet. So this is not like a very rare parallel. This was a I think a mega box, like optic mega box exclusive retail parallel. You know, you got like a bunch of these in a box of mega box, or a mega box of these 2018 optic cards. So it's not like rare, but it is a pretty sweet looking thing because it looks kind of like gold, and it's a 10, so that's awesome. So pretty cool card there. Been a lot more interest in, you know, like Panini baseball stuff, if it's well graded. This is pretty awesome. As I mentioned, the atomic stuff is getting a lot more sort of demand. So this is a kind of a, I don't know, not very great insert set, the Power Producers set out of 2018 Bowman's Best, but it's a 10, and so far every Trout has been a 10, so feeling pretty lucky about that. Yet another, this is the refractor version of that Power Producers, and I think this is the base version. A lot of these insert sets only come in like refractors. There's no like non-refractor version of this card, so this is probably just a base. Wow, we're shooting 100% on Trout. Trout cards getting PSA 10, so there's another just base one. And, you know, I think that the pop, like, report on this card is probably pretty low, because I don't think a lot of people have thought to send, you know, a lot of base Trouts in. And so when the pop report is low, I think they tend to be much more willing to give out PSA 10s than if the pop report was like super, you know, filled up, and they'd already given out a lot of 10s, and people have noticed, and they start sending in that card, and they don't want to give out 10s anymore. I don't know. It's my theory. Like, this is kind of crazy, you guys. Like, yeah, I don't know. So, this is just the 2019 version of that same Power Producers insert set, and another 10. So I've got how many here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Trout PSA 10s in a row without a 9. That's crazy. And we're just keeping it rolling, guys. So this is just a base 2019 Topps Chrome PSA 10 again. And another PSA 10. I promise you I'm not like weeding out the 9s that I submitted. Like, this is all the Trouts I submitted, guys. Don't blink. Just a base, you know, insert set. Again, this kind of thing, like, I would not have thought to have sent in, but if a frickin' 2020 Bowman PSA 10 Trout gets like $40-50, then, you know, this should get $40-50, and I spent $12 on it, and it was sitting in a frickin' box of trash, you know, before that. So I think it paid off. Wow, so this is the last of the Trouts, you guys. Every single Trout I sent in got a 10. And I really, again, I think it's because, you know, not a lot of people are sending these in. And they're like, well, let's just give out the 10s. Unless it's got a hole in it. You know, but with stuff where, you know, a 10 commands a real premium, like, you know, like 10x of the value. They're like frickin', you know, any little speck they will deny you the 10. So I just want to show you guys right now the 10 versus 9 pile, because it's kind of going back to that like 2-to-1 sort of thing. Look at that. So looking pretty good here, looking pretty good. All right, let's talk about J.D. Davis. Is he with the Mets still? I don't know. He was making some noise last year. I don't think he really did anything this year, but I honestly haven't looked. I pulled this card out of a box. I think this is a high number, Heritage High number card that I opened like a box of, and you'll see one other card from that box here. But anyways, these Real One autographs are really nice cards. Unfortunately, J.D. Davis is probably not super valuable, but I pulled it out. It seemed pretty nice. A little bit off-center now that I look at it, but actually, I don't know, maybe not. I think that's actually pretty right on the money. Centering-wise, it must have been something else, but it's a 9. Alright, and this is definitely the card you want to get a 10 on. I think it's between those two. Juan Soto, rookie, boom. I got a bunch of these. I tell you what, like this card in particular, I think was like just very commonly well centered in this product. So almost everyone I've pulled, unless it has like an edge issue or some weird thing, has been boy, my stomach is back out of here. Has been you know, a good candidate and or a successful submission of a PSA 10. So happy to have another one of these. I think these are about $100 right now. You know, they were much more at the height of his kind of hotness, but things have died down with the Nationals not doing so great. This I'm excited to get, because I can never really tell how these hoop cards are going to grade. I think the edges are really tough, and the centering is always like weird, because like this is supposed to be thicker than this, you know, sides. I don't know what they say. Look at the back, you know, and sort of see like how far this little box is, and you know, judging by that, this actually is pretty well centered. So, yeah, I don't know, I pulled this, I think, out of a blaster of 2018 hoops, of which I have many, because I bought 2 cases of them back when those cases were like, I don't know, $1,200, $1,300. Now they're much more than that. Yeah, so always excited to have a PSA 10 of Trae Young or Luca. Oh, looks like we weren't done with Trout, but look at that, another 10. Just crazy. Just crazy. Well, I'll have some nice stuff to sell if he comes back from his injury, you know, and lights shit up as he always does. James Harden, so it's a numbered parallel, that number to 50, actually pretty low number. You know, Harden is not a bad player to have good cards of, but I doubt this has a ton of value, and I only got a PSA 9. Here's another Ike Enigbogu. This is a really nice red fast break prism. I think it's this exact type of parallel. I think I have of, oh shoot, what's his name? The guy for the Kings, who I have a card of in here somewhere. Man, I forgot his name, but it's a really nice card. It's in a PSA 10 holder. This is a PSA 9. 80 number to 85. So, you know, again, just sending in like all my colored stuff. RJ Barrett, these Luminance cards out of 2019 Chronicles are, I think, relatively tough to grade, but they're one of the more popular card types to get out of Chronicles. And RJ Barrett, you know, once upon a time was a big name, but actually did not too bad last year. The Knicks had kind of a little bit of a run there towards the playoffs, but ultimately didn't get that far. Okay, last stack, you guys. I think I saved this stack for last because it had like some Lucas in it that I was pretty excited about. Oh yes, and the first card is a banger. So I was kind of hoping there would be some Ohtani in this order, and I think there's really only one card, and this is it. Very nice. Topps Chrome pitching. So this is like the Chrome version of his Series 2 rookie card. Series 2 flagship in PSA 10. I don't know what these are going for now. Probably a little under 300, but you know, there was a time when these were doing consistently over $300. Basically anything, any of his Chrome rookie cards in PSA 10 were doing over $300. Now I suspect many people have gotten, you know, these back from the grading backlog, and you know, he's cooled down a fair bit as well, so I'm sure that's not worth nearly what it was in the height of his boom, but still very happy to have it. Here's a nice just base Prism rookie of Shai Gilgeous, PSA 10, very nice. And then De'Aaron Fox is the guy I was trying to think of 2 seconds ago, that I have a red fast break optic rookie card in PSA 10 of. So now I have another PSA 10 rookie of him. I really like De'Aaron Fox. I think he's a fun young player to watch. He's a really smart guy too. He's very well-spoken and intelligent from what I've seen of him, you know, in interviews and stuff. So, always happy to have more of him. You know, as long as he's with the Kings, probably not going to make too much of a splash, but who knows where he may end up. So, this is one of the very few PSA 10 Zions I have, other than that one I pulled earlier that are arriving now out of Hoops. So I'm excited to get some PSA 10 Zions, because I've submitted, you know, a handful of his things over the years and always gotten like PSA 9s for whatever reason. So this is a select future rookie year card without the rookie logo, but it's an insert set. And it's a 10, so nice. Wow, this is like the third, I think, Donovan Mitchell card that we got a 10 on in this order, so this is pretty cool. I'm pretty sure, like, I was trying to sell this card like raw for a long time. I had it actually at a local card shop that did consignment, and yeah, just never sold. So eventually I got it back, and went in my just player boxes or my team box organized by team, and I was looking through that, looking for stuff to possibly submit. And there it was. So I pulled it out and sent it in, and bam, it's a 10. So it's pretty sweet here. This is like a parallel red edge that was like a retail thing that came, I think, in blasters, I want to say. So pretty awesome card right there, I think. I'm sure it's not got a ton of value, but it's a rookie of Donovan Mitchell, and I don't have many of those. So another Jaren Jackson. Oh no, I had a Jaren, didn't I? Yeah, I think I had some Prism rookies of his that came up earlier. But here's a nice select rookie, and this is a premiere, we'll say. Nope, concourse. Boy, I gotta get my parallel straight. So yeah, a really nice card to have. Jaren Jackson Jr., another one of those really solid players that I think is going to have a pretty bright future. Already putting together some really nice numbers. So happy to have some of his stuff graded, because I don't really think I have any right now. And here's another, yet another, optic insert set with the Kobe Bryant. Always happy to have this graded PSA 10. Very cool. Cool looking card. So that's sweet. This I mentioned in the first video when I was pulling some Bellingers out. I bought this raw at like a card show along with some other stuff. And it looked pretty sharp, but I was really hoping for a 10, but at this point, honestly, I don't know if I'm considering my Cody Bellinger stuff a lost cause or what. But I just can't believe he's totally like dead. I mean, God, he was such a explosive offensive player for so many years with the Dodgers, and obviously, they have got lots of fans and are, consistently doing well in the division race. So, I can't imagine we've heard the last of Cody Bellinger, and I'll just probably have to hang on to his stuff. Alright, another sweet looking Kobe Bryant insert card. That's a parallel. This is a fast break parallel out of Prism. Fearless is the insert set, and it's a PSA 10, so pretty cool stuff there. And the PSA 10s just keep on coming, you guys. This is like a fantastic order. I mean, I'm just kind of shocked at how well this is going. Devontae Graham. I don't know that he's doing anything these days, but for a minute there, stuff was like getting some interest. So this is a red fast break parallel number 2, 125. So it's a pretty sweet card if he, ever has some hobby interest going again. But that's PSA 10, so we'll take it all day long. Here's another Giannis card. Again, parallel, of a star, and I sent it in. And good results, PSA 10. This is a Fireworks 2018 Prism. Gem mint, baby. Nice. And here's one that probably is not going to give me much return, but, whatever, you pull it out of your common and it's a blue, red, white, blue prism. Comes out of cello packs at retail, and it looks sharp, so why not? You Celtics fans will have to let me know what his prospects look like. I don't think he's done anything really yet, but when he does, I'll have a PSA 10 parallel rookie of his. Okay, this one I'm excited about. So this card here is just a card that shows the full 2018 draft class. So you've got the commissioner there. You've got Trae Young there. There's DeAndre Young. There's Luca right there, which is why we're looking at this card, and then all the other guys from the 18 class. Marvin Bagley and Shai Gilgeous is in there somewhere, and yeah, so it's like a really awesome draft class. And this card, I pulled out of a box of Fast Break, which, by the way, those boxes are like $4,000 boxes now, and I still have quite a few left. I had a whole case of 2018 Prism Fast Break that I bought for probably like $12.50 or something. I should have bought 50 of those cases, but hindsight, guys. Anyways, I got this card. It went in my commons box for years because I'm like, what the hell? Who wants this stupid card with all these guys on it? And then I was going through, all my basketball cards, just sort of pulling out really most of the parallels that I hadn't pulled out, and found this card in there. I was like, I wonder if that's worth anything, because it's really got, all the stars on it, right? And it's a parallel. So I looked it up, and sure enough, there's definitely some collector interest in these cards. And so I was like, I gotta take a shot at getting that thing graded, and I'm glad I did, because it got a 10, and that is awesome. So I'm counting this as a Luca card. Very cool. All right, so yet another parallel. Fast break parallel of a Prism insert, and this is Jaren Jackson Jr. So a pretty slick looking card, and it's a rookie year, of course, so PSA 10. Fantastic. Really, really cool card. Alright, next one is a Luca that unfortunately only got a 9, but any 9 or 10 Luca I'm happy about. So this is Vortex, insert. I don't think these are particularly rare or valuable, but it's got Luca on it, so I like it, and it's a 9. This card, I fully expected to get a 9 on, because guess what? It's impossible to get higher than a 9 on these cards, because they have, these, like every single one of these cards has a print line. These are shock prisms. From Optic 2018. They came in these like mega box type products where you got a full set of all of the rated rookies, and then you got like 2 packs, I think, of Optic retail. I think I still have one of those, actually. I had a couple of them. I opened one and got the Luke out of that. Actually, I might have opened 2 of them, because I know I have one of these. It's graded already. But anyways, yeah, the thing is, you really can't. I mean, there's the population report on these has got to have like 3 10s and about like a bajillion 9s. But it's an awesome looking rookie card of his, so I'm happy to have it. Happy to have it. All right, next up, this is I think I'm kind of shocked at this, because this is one of the cards that I thought would not have a shot at a 10, because it's a little off left to right. So, at one point I was not sending anything that I didn't think had a very solid shot at a 10, but then later I was like, you know what? I should really be sending in any Luca, even if I think it's going to be a 9, because the premium you get from a 9 versus raw on a Luca rookie card is sufficient that it makes sense to send it in. So I sent this card in, and lo and behold, I got a 10. So again, I mean, this reminds me of the glory days of PSA grading, when, you know, if you sent something in and had a minor issue, you still had at least a hope of getting a 10. I mean, that really seems to be what's happening here. So I also sent this one in, which quite frankly is exactly the same in my humble opinion, but this did get a 9, and that's okay. I was expecting them both to get 9s, but okay. Last card is fittingly a PSA 10 Luca Doncic. This is his second year. Prism base. Very cool card, I think. Again, I will never ever argue with a PSA 10 Luca, no matter what it is. So, very happy to have one of these cards in my possession now. So, let's look at the stacks, guys. The numbers don't lie. Look at this. So, on the right there are my PSA 9s. On the left are the PSA 10s, and I have nothing lower than a PSA 9. So, yeah, this was like a freaking fantastic submission. I was actually thinking this was the submission, as I think I mentioned earlier, where I'd sent in a bunch of 2018 Chronicles basketball stuff, which would have had a ton of Luka rookies and Trae Young rookies, but I was wrong. That must have been in a later submission. I have like, I don't know, 400 or 500 cards right now that I submitted right before PSA did their last like price update before closing down. I think I don't remember what the price of cards was at that, of submitting stuff at that point. It might have been $15 a card, and then they bumped it to like 20 or 25. I don't remember, but anyways, I got a bunch of cards sitting there right now. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just counting these here. 2, 3. Okay, so there's 5. So yeah, this is really, so there's 10. I just gotta make sure I don't have any thick cards in here, because that's gonna warp my numbers. Okay, so there's 20. I'm trying to count how many of each grade I have so I can get some final numbers for y'all. Alright, there's 30. Where did those thick cards go? Oh, they're over with the group that I opened in my first video. So, I'm gonna grab the group from the first video, but I'm gonna take out the thick cards. I don't think there's any. Stay with me, folks. Alright, there's a thick card right there. It's on top. Okay, wow, look at that. This is the stack I have. These are all PSA 10s from this order. 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and then these two thick cards. So 72 gems out of a 104 card submission. was pretty freaking amazing, at least by current standards. Back in the olden days, I would have said, oh yeah, that's about normal. But again, where like the last order I got was 50% gems, and the word on the street from people who, submit tons of cards has been that during the shutdown of PSA, while they've been working through their big back order, people have been saying that they've been getting on orders where they are submitting things that they think are all 10s. They've been getting like 25% gems. Now, you never can tell if people are just like, maybe they're running out of cards that are real truly 10s and they're just submitting more cards that they are not as sure about. But I don't know. I've always submitted the same kind of quality of cards. I think, at least that's my intention, as I always have. So like, for there to be a different gem rate on any of my orders is like, I always feel a subjective kind of thing. But anyways, I'm super happy with this order. There was a fair amount of stuff I submitted that just kind of, but there was a lot of stuff that I think was really fantastic, like those Soto 2018 Bowman's Best refractors that were PSA 10s. I think were particularly awesome. That Luca Net Marvels 10 was freaking awesome. And not having looked at the prices of all this stuff, I don't really know if there were other like huge cards that were worth like $500 and I didn't even realize it. That may be the case with some cards, but probably not too many. So I may not quite even realize how awesome some of these cards are. But from what I do know, yeah, and like these PSA 10 Guerrero rookie cards are freaking awesome. That J-Rod is awesome. So nothing crazy, nothing like $1,000 card or $2,000 card, but lots of $200, $300, $400 cards. I think in these PSA 10s and the PSA 9s, nothing too crazy. I mean, certainly some cards I would have liked to have gotten 10s on instead of 9s, and thought that I was going to get 9 or 10s, but for the most part, I think it was of cards that I either expect to get 9s on or that I'm not too bummed about because they weren't like that big of cards. So I'm just looking through this while I babble on, but yeah, I don't know. All in all, fantastic. I mean, I got a ton of value for what I paid for these cards, and I'm excited to have all these with me now. So the fun goes on, guys. Hopefully PSA will bring back a low grade or a low cost grading option so I can continue to submit cards of this kind of caliber. If not, I'll have to kind of really be narrowing down what I submit, but there you have it. That is a wrap on this latest PSA submission. I won't be getting anything back for, a long time, well into next year. I think the earliest submission I have that is pending right now is from April of 2021. So I would expect, April of 2022 is when I might hope to see some of those back, but that even might be a stretch. Who knows how long it might take these guys. Alright guys, that's it for now. I hope you're all doing fantastic. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you all later. Bye now.